Hey everybody, Justin Hoffman here again with Advanced Auto Clinic. I'm going to talk to you today about your cooling system on your vehicle and some of the maintenance that we do here to kind of keep your car running in tip-top shape, avoid issues, and just your overall maintenance on that system. Here we have a vehicle that's in. The first thing that we're going to do when we go through an inspection on something like this, we'll check everything under hood, check all the fluids, obviously the cooling system. The radiator cap is one thing that we're going to test. We're going to pull this off and we're going to just kind of look to see if there's any buildup or corrosion, worn seals. We're also going to pressure test it using this tool here. We have different adapters for different caps, and we'll pressure test this to make sure that it holds the proper pressure for the system. Typically you want to be around 15 psi. What happens if you get a worn cap is it can actually create the cooling system won't be able to hold its pressure, and so it can actually boil over or push coolant out through the cap. So you want to make sure that this is in good working order. One of the maintenance things that we recommend here is a cooling system flush. Typically you want to do that about every 30,000 miles or every other year, every 3 years, somewhere in that ballpark. Just as maintenance to keep that cooling system in a good operating order, to keep it protecting good. The reason that it's in there is not only to cool your engine down, but you want to use coolant, not just water. Otherwise in the wintertime it's going to freeze and you can end up with cracked block, other damaged components, and obviously those can be relatively severe and very costly. One of the things that we use to test the coolant to see what it's protecting to is this tool here. You can see it's got different discs in there that float up to the top when you put the coolant in there, and it'll tell you how good it's protecting to. Typically you want to be about -34, that way you have no chance of it freezing in the wintertime. This machine here is what we use to flush your cooling system. What we're actually going to do is we get to one of the radiator hoses on it, one of the larger diameter hoses you can see here on this vehicle, and then we're going to use these two hoses as well as the adapters that we have here to hook into your cooling system. And basically what's going to happen is we're going to hook in, and the old fluid from your car is going to come into this machine, into this tank over here, which is our holding tank of our waste coolant. And then the new fluid is going to come in through the green hose out of this tank here, which we fill with whatever type of coolant is needed for the specific application on the vehicle. And we're just going to run that until we're able to see that we're getting good clean coolant out of the other side. Very, very good for maintenance flushes. If in a severe case, if you have a system that's really dirty or maybe it's really contaminated, if it's really watered down, you know, something, maybe there was a leak and you were adding water rather than coolant and it needs to be flushed out completely, what we'll actually do is, instead of using this machine, which again is a great job for maintenance, if we really need to empty the system out, what we'll actually do is pull all the hoses off of the system. We'll flush through the radiator, flush through the block, flush through the heater core, and get everything good and clean. That way you don't have to worry about any cross-contamination in that respect. So another thing that we do have here is we do use the Valvoline products. One of the products that we put in ahead of time is going to be to kind of break down any of that residual sludge or calcium or lime that gets in there. A lot of the times your heater core is something that's actually inside the dash of your vehicle. That's what's used to make heat in the vehicle over the winter time to keep you nice and warm. As those start to plug up over time, it kind of diminishes the heat that is able to get in through the heater core and able to really heat the cabin inside the vehicle. The additive that we put in kind of helps to prevent that buildup, and the additive that we put in before we flush it actually helps to break down any buildup that might be in there already. So again, if you're interested in any type of a service on your vehicle or a cooling system flush, if you're wondering what type yours takes, or if it needs a flush, or if it's ready for a flush, or if you just want us to check it and make sure that you're good for winter, obviously coming real close to winter here now, just give us a call at Advanced Auto Clinic, 262-728-2944. Thanks a lot for your time.